Alright, this is just me ruining this video. Unless I actually edit it. And if I don't edit it...
Is that recording right now?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, hey, grab the beer.
Oh, fuck.
It's on the kitchen table.
You skank.
I totally forgot about it. It's half of a 12-pack.
That's a quarter of a 24-pack.
What?
That's a quarter of a 24-pack.
Indeed. Well said, sir. You are so smart.
I mean, there is still a full box, so it's not.
Hey, you
quite
think we
half.
can get if I put the logo out? Do you think we can get Gingling to sponsor us?
Just a couple more reviews, man, and then we'll be right there.
And then after they sponsor us, then we can get sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
So
all the best YouTubers are sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
That's so like 2 years ago, pal.
Yeah, but they still sponsor YouTubers.
Yeah, I know. And then people still see those fucking videos from like 2 or 3 years ago.
I don't think anybody actually uses
Raid Shadow Legends.
Anybody actually play that game?
Yeah, I played it for a long time.
Oh,
it was fun.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to get sponsored by like housewares things
games,
like Pledge.
Though, you weirdo. You don't think you play video games at all?
I don't at all. So it would be.
Isn't he so much better than all of you? Because he doesn't play video games. Because he's better than video
No, I just don't like them. I don't care.
Now he's angry.
I'm not angry.
Hope you guys are happy how angry he is.
All right. Well, are you ready?
Oh, look at all this foam.
You ready?
I don't want to. Look at this foam. It's going crazy.
Okay.
This video's already out of control.
You made it that way. I haven't done anything. All right. Let's do this thing.
Okay. Gods of war, may your hammer be mighty.
All right. I said, baby.
Baby.
It's 3 a.m. I must be hungry. Welcome to 3 a.m. Junk Food, where we pillow talk about movies. I'm Eric. This is my hetero life mate, Antonio. And today, we're going to be talking a little bit about a movie that just recently came out. A bit divisive, but hey, it's Marvel. So we're going to talk about it. Eternals.
Let me get my sunglasses.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Eternals, starring Richard Madden, Selma Hayek, Gemma Chan, Kumail Nanjiani, Angelina Jolie, Brian Tyree Henry, I'm sorry. And directed by Chloe Zhao. It's the newest movie in the MCU canon. And basically, it's about a group of immortal beings who have been on Earth and were sent here to protect us from deviants. And it basically chronicles their story between when they first arrived 7,000 years ago and the present. Now, this movie is making a lot of news recently because this movie is currently the lowest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes of any movie in the MCU canon. And a lot of people are saying that that was caused by a very distinct group of people who are possibly homophobic, review bombing this movie because there is a gay couple in the movie.
Eric, didn't you review bomb this movie?
You want to let me get through what I'm saying first? Anyway, there was people who believed in a concerted effort to review bomb this movie because there was a gay couple. I read the reviews. There were some that said that it was quote unquote too woke for its own good.
I heard a lot of complaints about that for Last Jedi.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, so getting into our review, we're going to, of course, as we always do, we're going to do a non-spoiler review first. Well, we don't always do that. But this time we're actually, because it just came out, what, a week ago?
We want to show on this
2 weeks
movie,
ago?
and we need to spoil it. So, what are we doing? Half and half? Is that what we're doing?
Sure, half and half.
So later on, we're going to spoil fuck this damn movie. Anyway.
So anyway, before that, we'll give you a spoiler review before we start doing spoilers. But
spoiler-free review.
This is going to be our spoiler-free review. But
There we
before
go.
we do that, If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, please do. It really helps us out and it makes us feel good. Leave a like, share this video around so that more people will actually see our stupid opinions. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Antonio, tell me, we'll start with the positives. Why not? Tell me what you liked about this movie.
You're not going to like this.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, I'm going to get you up on, I'm going to learn you up on D-Box. You know what D-Box is?
I do.
Yeah, see, he already knew. He's teaching me anything.
I saw Thor Ragnarok in D-Box.
So, now I've seen a few movies with D-Box. Now, I know most people are like, what, extra money for a movie? Screw that, I'm too cool, whatever. I don't care. There's been certain movies, if you watch it in D-Box, it's amazing.
I bet Dune was amazing in D-Box.
I don't know. Certain movies you watch D-Box, awful. For instance, I saw Last Jedi. I don't even want to watch The Last Jedi again. But with D-Box seats, it was dope because when you're riding those alien horse thingies, it was fun. It feels like you're actually riding them. Just little stupid stuff like that.
That's one good thing about that really terrible part of that movie.
Aquaman, D-Box seats, spectacular. On top of it being just a really fun, action-packed movie, the seats, the vibrations, just right. I watched the new Fast and Furious movie with like 4-dimensional theater or whatever it was called. It was freaking terrible because every time a stupid car spun around, it's like, oh, we gotta spin the seat around. It's like you're spinning. This went on for like, 2 hours or however long that stupid-ass movie was. Anyway,
there's a lot of spin-outs in Fast and the Furious.
So in Eternals, there's some things where you're gonna like feel it in a D-Box seat, and it's awesome. You basically feel all the hits, and they're powerful, and they're so seamless. I kept forgetting it was actually happening. It was just really, I was just into all the action scenes. Super.
I didn't see it in D-Box.
Yeah. And then that's pretty much it. It looked pretty, and it was fun. But I just kept thinking it's fun because I had I kept hearing it was such a bad movie, and then there was controversy about...
then you went in with low expectations.
Yeah,
which
because
probably helped.
This guy was he was trying to hold back, but he wanted to. It felt like he was trying to say he hated
I didn't want to spoil the whole movie for you. You hadn't seen it yet, and I had.
It really
so I was
legit.
trying to help.
It really legit seemed like he just fucking hated it. So I was like, okay, it's probably bad.
I'll get to that.
Yeah, I was like, it's probably
I'm trying to get into
bad.
positives first.
But yeah, so given I was started at a low thing. Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
I was just mainly focused on the positives, which was it was just fun. The visuals were cool. I know it's lame. I always say the visuals are great, whatever. But
that's fine.
I like the artistic creativity of the visuals and how a lot of the things in this movie are cartoony with a very realistic feel. I mean, Zack Snyder, he's mentioned recently. We're talking about it. He reminds me of that cartoony stuff, but making it feel real. But this Zack Snyder, to me, it's so much that it kind of takes me out of it. His style is, in my opinion, just over the top. Still looks good, takes me out of it. This one, it just felt more natural, boring at times, but that's kind of bad, but just overall just fun.
I mean, I think that was Chloe Zhao who directed it. She took inspiration. She said she took inspiration from Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, just in terms of the scope of the power of the people who are doing stuff. But I think she's just, and even though I absolutely love Zack Snyder, she's a more talented director than he is, for cinematography at least. And that's fine.
I thought she was really good.
Positives for me. I thought some of the fights were really cool. My thing that you didn't mention, but I really love, I do genuinely love the work and effort that went into creating a very inclusive and diverse cast. That is not done enough in movies, I don't think. So the fact that they made a concerted effort to create a cast that was that diverse and represent so many different groups, as many groups as they possibly could.
You guys remember Captain Planet? It was like that.
It wasn't like that. Those were caricatures. These weren't caricatures.
This was real diversity. People. I know it was cartoons, but that's what it reminds me of.
It was real diversity. Oh,
or
we're not getting on this tangent.
Magic School Bus,
Oh no, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm not getting on this tangent with you.
I like diversity like that.
You like them to be caricatures, so you know where they're from?
No, they didn't have to over the top the way they did in Captain Planet and Magic School Bus, but they could have all just been
white,
generic white people. And
that
would have been worse.
It would have been. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Jesus. All right. But anyway, that was my biggest positive for the movie was the cast. Not only did they do a really good job in finding diverse people and representing underrepresented groups and marginalized groups, but they weren't just there for that reason. They also the actors were very talented and did the best they could with what they were given.
I honestly don't
they did
think
a
the
good job.
diversity even stood out, but that's what I like. I like that it was smooth. It wasn't like shoved down my throat.
And see, to us, that's a very fine line you have to play, because to us, who are going to notice, when it's seamless, it just makes us go, oh, that's cool. But to people who are in those marginalized groups, that means the world.
I've talked with him on camera before about how like I never really thought about. Can't really think of a lot of Mexican actors. I mean, Mexican female actresses. There's been a lot.
Do you just mean Mexican actors? Period. Not like heroic.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like super heroic.
Yeah, I know you did.
Mexican.
And then you mentioned the Blue Beetle or something.
That's like the only one I can think
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Honest to God. And like Masi Menos from Teen Titans, but like they're caricatures. They're basically just two Speedy Gonzales.
I feel like in cinema,
they're not nice.
The bottom of the barrel is probably like Indian, Mexican, East Asian. I think is doing pretty good for inclusivity. But yeah, Mexicans and
after Shang-Chi.
Indian. Well, not just that, but just in general, I think they like to include Eastern Asian a lot actually. But yeah. And, I don't know, just
Indian is
certain Middle Eastern.
Indian
and
is
Mexican
usually
and
very underrepresented in Hollywood.
It's funny because there's so many Indians in the world.
Well, they have Bollywood.
Indians.
They have their own thing.
Indians from India is what I mean. Indian nationality.
Yeah, I think we got it.
I also would have said Indians.
And there goes any possible monetization. Thanks, guys. Congratulations. He's talking, of course, about what goes in cars. That makes cars go. Engines. Right. What he said. He did not use the derogatory term.
Typically referred to, by like ignorant old white people.
Yes. Anyway, since we're not in spoilers yet, without spoiling anything, can you give negatives that you found?
I can, but I'm going to try to be positive in my negativity.
That makes no sense.
So, because I had the expectation that something was going to be bad, as it was going on, I was trying to find what was bad. So then I couldn't help but think about it and then notice it. So I feel like writing choices in general were very odd. And it's fine, and I dealt with it because I just tried to focus on other things. But I felt like the narrative and the writing, the screenplay, whatever it was, it just seemed like so stale. It didn't have good direction. It just seemed kind of terrible. It didn't have good character development, but there's reasons I'll talk about in spoilers. I think they had a main goal for what they wanted to do with this movie, and they went around that because that was their top priority, and then writing, acting, dialogue, everything suffered.
Okay. I'm going to put this as eloquently as I can. I'm going to use a line that I said in my TikTok review. My 1 minute, my 1 minute TikTok review.
No one watches your TikTok, Eric.
That's fine.
I watch it, though, and I heart it every time because I love him.
Aw. But that's why he's my life mate. Mm-hmm. Got me all distracted.
Until the rapture.
No, well, cheers to the rapture. That doesn't exist.
The sweet end. Sweet release.
Anyway, I said in my review that it is very telling and very apt that this movie had a character named Icarus. Because this movie flew too close to the sun with how much stuff it was trying to do, and it just plummeted to earth. The script was so just messy and loose and exposition heavy, and there was the dialogue was absolute trash.
The flow of the movie is just...
It's poorly edited.
Yeah.
Poorly... the dialogue is really bad.
I don't know. I honestly feel like it might just be like film nerd critique, though. You know what I mean? Like, what if the average person doesn't notice that kind of thing?
Does the average person not listen to what the characters on screen are saying?
They're gonna have a different perspective, like what if
or they just don't listen.
They're just on a journey. But I've looked into
if you're
how
a
you should
fan,
write a movie and stuff like that. So
I thought the dialogue was really bad. And that was the first thing. 10 people is too many to introduce in one movie and make them all trying to be the main character.
Certain personalities stood out over other personalities because they try to make certain personalities
That's just the way a movie goes. Certain people are going to be the lead.
That's not what I mean.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at. It was just so because they tried to develop too many characters at once, and because of that, they didn't develop any of the characters. And once you
think that's the reason?
And once you aren't connected, and once you aren't connected to the characters, it pulls you back from the movie, and you start looking at it from a more critical moviegoer lens. And now I'm like, this plot makes no sense. I thought the dialogue was bad. I thought the characters were undeveloped, and I thought the plot was just rubbish.
Look, you've made him angry.
I'm not angry. I don't like going to see a Marvel movie and it not be good.
But hey, you make me think of something.
It feels like I've wasted my time.
Okay, do you notice how many people? Maybe it's just for me seeing on the internet. How many people complain that every MCU movie is exactly the same?
It's interesting that you get to that.
Without spoiling anything, obviously.
Right. I used to. We'll get into that in a minute. But okay. I feel like a good example of breaking the MCU formulaic mold is Thor Ragnarok. I think that Thor Ragnarok broke the MCU mold, but
did it in
its
own special way.
But
you
did
don't have
it
to
in
break
a
it.
good way.
You don't have to break it a certain kind of way. Just break it in general.
Well, you need to break it.
That's why I liked Ant-Man. A lot of people are like,
you
why
need to
do you like
break it.
Ant-Man? It's so goofy and weird and whatever. Because it's just different. It doesn't have to be the same movie every time.
It wasn't really.
Ant-Man?
Yeah.
It had certain similarities, but the vibe, the mood, the tempo, dynamics.
It was still just people quipping over dramatic moments. And
if that's all you see, but there's a lot of stuff going on.
Back to Eternals. Yeah, there were too many flaws for me to look past.
I want to hurry up and get to Eric shitting on this movie. So review your certain, give it a score, and I'm going to give it a score too.
So for this, I'm not going to give it like a star rating. I'm going to go with should you or should you not see this movie if you haven't already. Me personally, don't go see it.
Ever?
No, just wait for it on Disney Plus. You don't need to see this movie in the theater.
And if you
need to see it because I'm sure it's going to have something important happening in MCU canon because it's a TV show, not a movie. Because this whole thing is just basically a series where if you miss one, you're out of it. But yeah, you don't need to see this movie in theaters. You can wait for it on Disney Plus.
All right, and if you can't afford Disney Plus, then stop being poor.
Yeah, just stop being poor.
Gen Zer. Anyway,
that's the American way. Just stop being poor. What are you doing? Or bum it off a friend.
I will give my thoughts on this.
Please do.
All right. This movie is an issue because I honestly can't tell if the average person is going to be bored or have a good time. And I think it's probably just a mix. So if you're down to be patient and just kind of go along for the ride, then there is a lot of cool parts to this movie, and you can have a lot of fun. There's a lot of weird stuff, but if you're open-minded, I think you can still enjoy yourself. I'd say if you appreciate the theater experience for large-scale films,
my chair moved.
This is one of the
made it worth it.
This is one of the larger scale films. So if you want that experience, you need to watch it in the theater. And if you're cool with watching it at home on your TV, and that kind of stuff doesn't matter to you, then yeah, watch it on TV. If you have not experienced D-Box, I understand you guys are Gen Z maybe, and you're just poor and you can't afford it. It's a few extra bucks.
You know they're bootlegging it on a potato.
It's D-Box at Cinemark. It's dope. It's always a roll of the dice because
I'm upper middle class. I can afford D-Box.
You don't know what the seats are going to do. I know it all just sounds arbitrary and stupid, but I'm telling you, if it didn't have the shaky seats for this movie, I definitely would not have liked it as much. I guarantee it.
That's why we're not coming from the same position.
So I think
You saw it with the shaky seats.
that's why we disagree so much.
That's why we disagree.
So I think we'll say of a large demographic of MCU is probably like 13 to like 30 or 40 maybe.
Yeah.
I'd say of that demographic, probably like 50 to 70% will enjoy it. And you really just got to roll the dice on this one. I honestly just can't figure it out. I loved it though. I'm definitely gonna watch it again. I don't watch movies twice. I don't even consider it, but I definitely want to watch this one again.
Focus on the plot and not the action sequences where your chair moves around.
I was still focusing on the plot. This guy is a condescending douche.
Sometimes. That's fair.
Only sometimes.
Sometimes.
But yes, I did actually enjoy the plot. We can talk about the plot and all my issues with it. I have a lot. Okay.
All right, so here's what we're going to do now. We're going to go ahead and go, whoop,
Get out.
spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie yet,
Go on, get
out of here.
Go on now.
You get.
I see you going. Go on.
Yeah, get out of here, Betty.
All right, if you
Tom,
haven't
Steven,
left yet, it's
get outta
because
here.
you're listening to this as some type of podcast at the gym. You're focusing on your sets on the bench press, and you don't even realize that we're talking about spoilers now. That's your own fault, because we gave you a warning.
How much you pushing up? What you got, like 250?
It's pretty good, bro.
Not bad.
Push some more.
Yeah. Why don't you add another plate on there?
All right, so I want to... Yeah, so
What's the first spoiler thing you want to cover?
Okay, this...
I'm going to let you lead
I think this is funny. Okay. All throughout the fucking movie, I'm constantly pulled out. I know it's my own fault. They keep fucking saying Cersei. Cersei. I get it. It's a different spelling of Cersei. That's her name. Okay, but there's like 3 Game of Thrones things in this movie.
Okay, but she's...
You have fucking Jon Snow.
He is in
You
the
have
movie.
whatever that one guy's name is. I can't remember. He was the king of the something, or he was like a...
Are you talking about Robb Stark?
There we go.
He was Icarus.
I know. But I can't remember his title in the show.
King of the North.
He was King of the North.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
then he
King
died.
King of the North. Well, that's...
Spoilers
hold on
for that,
now.
too.
You can,
We're in the spoiler section.
you.
You thought spoilers just meant for Eternals? No. Everything can be spoiled
Everything can be
in
spoiled.
spoiler land.
It actually hurts my feelings because I hate when things get spoiled. Spoiler alert, Game of Thrones sucks. Don't watch it. Stop watching it. Season 7.
Yeah. Second half, season 6. Ended season 6. You don't need to see
season 8 was so bad I can't watch the show anymore. It has officially ruined the entire show somehow, and I can't figure it out.
That's why I did it rewrite in my head.
Yeah, because he has fucking...
ADHD.
He has ADHD and he has symptoms where he has to fucking... He got to watch Eternals and then just change the fucking story as he was watching it.
I did.
I can't do that kind of thing. I have to fucking just pay attention and roll with it.
It's a blessing and a curse.
It's a fucking roller coaster. All right, so... Okay, so I want to say my theory. Okay, so...
Say your theory. Go for it.
All right, spoiler territory.
We already knew that.
Shut up. All right, this movie to me is obviously... It highly prioritizes to the point where it pretty much only cares about the plot twists. And because of the plot twists, which, basically like the thing that our good guys think is wrong, that's... By the way, okay, hold on. To interrupt myself here, I am really bad at predicting things. And that's my gift. I fucking love that because I want to know what's going to happen in a movie. But my God, it's like, oh, what's going on here? There's so much of this throughout the whole fucking movie. I'm like, okay, well, one of these fuckers is the bad guy. So I'm like, you got the girl, and the girl's being weird.
Which girl?
So she's probably the bad guy, fucking Ajax.
Okay.
And then, now the Icarus guy, he's being wooden and like a robot and kind of creepy. So he's probably the bad guy.
What are the odds? He's being a robot.
Ashram, or whatever the fuck his name is, giant god thing with like 6 eyes. Why does he have 6 eyes? Arishem. Okay, he's probably a bad guy.
He was made of blocks.
Oh, hey, look, we're all from Olympia, but we don't talk about it in whatever case they're not from Olympia.
That is weird. They talk about how they all remember Olympia, but then they don't really go in depth in that. They just go, Olympia, it was great. We're on Earth now.
Is this just the Matrix? This is just the Matrix. Why is it the Matrix? Because the Matrix covers all the plot holes. Like a religion, because this movie is just a religion. And that really bothered the shit out of me. I didn't realize it was going in that direction, but it's like, hey, guess what? This is the creation of the universe. And I'm like...
It did do that.
Oh, it was so cringe
did.
because it was out of fucking left field. We're waiting for a plot. We're getting a haphazard, messy, terrible plot we just have to deal with because it's kind of a fun movie, so we're just dealing with it. And all of a sudden, just kidding, here's religion. oh God, yep, this is the religion of the whole fucking MCU. And then Eric has explained, what about all this stuff in the Marvel Universe? I'm not a Marvel Universe guy. I'm an MCU guy. I watch MCU movies.
So when I go from that context, you have to just go with the context the MCU has allowed you. You cannot look at things from a Marvel comics.
Because they change all the stories and the rules.
You have to
and
go
everything.
with what the movie is showing you. And if you just go with what the movie shows you, they're like, the Celestials are our religion. We don't know what they're saying, except for Ajax Joseph Smith over here, who has some golden plates, who's going to tell us all about what Arishem really wants us to do.
You're all going to die.
But don't you question it.
Why is Angelina Jolie
Only
saying
I'm
we're all
allowed to
gonna
talk
die?
to Arishem.
Why is she saying we're all going to die? Because she's got the...
She got the space dementia, like in Armageddon. She got the space Alzheimer's. She's crazy.
I don't know. She's kind of like very specific in the things she's saying.
She's been saying very specific things about very specific times.
You're like trying to shut her up on purpose.
Why are you trying to shut her up? Why would you try to shut her up if she's saying crazy things?
And then the one...
Makes no sense.
The one
minute.
the Superman sun god, he's like, oh, then I killed
Icarus.
her. And then we're like, yeah, I know. And then we're like, oh, okay. Don't care, because at that point, who gives a shit? Don't worry, I'll show you how I did it.
Well,
why? Okay.
Well, Ajax was... Okay, so... We're in spoiler territory. They've
already watched the movie.
They go
Don't
to
watch
get,
this shit if you haven't watched the movie, idiot. Get out of here.
They go to get Ajax, and she's already dead. And I'm like, cool. She's been in a scene. And she wasn't particularly memorable in that scene.
Because of the Pulp Fiction thing,
Do
plus the
anything.
fact that every character has to have no personality whatsoever, we can't care about anything happening ever. So when a character dies, we're like, well, don't care.
Only one character like two characters had any actual personality. And it was Kumail Nanjiani's Kingo character, the one who's been in Bollywood for like 60 years, pretending to be his parents.
Oh shit, we woke up the wife. Sorry, wife.
No, I'm looking for...
We're really loud. He's really angry. That's why
I'm
he's
not
loud.
angry. What's up?
You're going in the video, babe.
Oh, wow. What's up? You guys that was a treat for you guys.
Yeah.
Nobody else on any of our other videos has seen that. That's just for you. Anyway, what I was saying.
No one cares
What was I saying?
No one cares.
It's gone.
The characters suck. The writing sucks.
Kingo! He was the only one. He was in Bollywood for like 6.
Oh, that was Kingo?
He was in Bollywood for like 60 years. That was character development. Fastest, the one who invented shit. Him wanting to improve humanity too fast, and then, but then like realizing that the shit that he made was like the reason for the downfall and caused so much atrocities. Then he's like, now I hate humanity.
By the way, movie, but he cheapens so many like things in the MCU. Like, oh, these stupid humans, we have to give them. I don't know. There's so many forced things.
It's like, oh yeah, by the way, every single thing that humans have ever done to advance. Oh yeah, the Eternals did it. The Eternals did it because they're trying to. The plot is so stupid. Now I'm mad.
You're always mad.
The plot.
This is Eric. He's always mad.
That's
a secret.
Shit. The plot is
always
shit.
Angry.
The plot is shit. Also, what? Okay, so Thanos was right. Thanos saved the Earth.
I'm cool with the plot if they would have framed it differently, but yeah, the plot's pretty rough because it's so left field.
So the whole point is that to birth new Celestials that have been implanted in planets, they like siphon off intelligent life, energy from intelligent life to be
it was
born.
Just energy in general.
No, it's intelligent life. They're very specific about it. That's why the deviants were created, to kill off the predators that are killing the things that would become intelligent life.
Yeah, it's
and then the deviants fuck up. So now the Eternals are sent to kill the deviants, even though you created both. You could have just killed the deviants. You didn't even have to create the Eternals. But the Eternals are created. They're sent there, and they're not told why they're sent there. They're sent there to foster an intelligent life to becoming better and to grow, so that energy.
It's always been this way.
And because that energy is going to be used to birth a Celestial. But we're not going to tell the Eternals that, except for their leader. We tell their leader, but she's not allowed to tell any of the others.
Oh, what she does, though.
Until she does.
Another plot twist. Whoa, someone else knew.
Until she does, And it's like, okay, Thanos is canon and eternal.
Thanos is an Eternal?
Thanos is an eternal.
Wait, what?
In the comics, and because of the character they introduced in the
Yeah,
mid-credit
but
scene,
he's not an Eternal.
Yes, he is.
Thanos is an Eternal?
Yes. That's why he was so unbelievably difficult to kill. Thanos is an eternal. He just has a deviant gene. That's why he looks weird. Thanos...
Well, Thanos in the comics is a whatever plus something else, right? He's like a celestial plus something.
No, he's an eternal.
No, he's a mix. He's a mix of two things.
He's an eternal with a gene deficiency that makes him a
That's not what I read.
deviant.
I already had two different
All right.
kinds of parents. Doesn't
Anyway,
matter.
it doesn't matter. But, so there's no way that you could tell me that they didn't know that what he was planning, because he'd been doing it the entire time. So Thanos, his whole plan is, I'm going to kill half of all intelligent life all throughout the universe, right?
No, all
There
life.
is,
Not intelligent life. He's going to kill all half
said-
of life.
oh yeah, there is no fucking way that the Eternals, given their entire core directive, would not interfere in what Thanos was trying to do. That is just, it's just wrong. It's a plot hole that is like it's you can't look past it. I can't look past it. Maybe some people who don't care about plot can look past it. I can't. So that part, as soon as that plot hole was developed, now I'm like stepped back completely and I'm looking at all the other flaws of this movie.
They stopped caring about everything except their stupid plan. They were just waiting to go home. And they were just all doing their own thing at that point.
They're never going to ask when can we go home? They're just like, oh, Ajax will tell us.
Yeah.
Ajax the prophet from Asherim.
Because Ajax
Arishem.
knew that everyone's going to die anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then all these people...
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up of her.
Yeah, she can just decide to just make sure and just wait till all these people... Well, that's the thing, too. Eternals don't even die. They would just go somewhere else.
But then when she sees how they fought to get people back from the Thanos snap, that's when she decides that she's going to help people? That doesn't make any sense! When your entire core purpose is protecting intelligent life, and that life is threatened, you didn't think to preserve it until after the snap?
Just take it for what it is, man.
It's stupid!
All right, so this is where Eric and I disagree. So Eric will look at the way something is written in terms of like the rationale of the whole thing. And that's the thing that kills him. It happens time and time again.
I just want logical storytelling.
Good luck. All right, so my issue...
It's not that hard.
Shut up. My issue is, the style that is done in such a way to make it more like palatable and enjoyable. Because to me, at the end of the day, we're watching something that's supposed to entertain us and stimulate us intellectually, maybe. But at the end of the day, it's a bunch of people throwing a bunch of shit together, and then we just look at the final product. So, like the writing thing, even though it's such an integral part of the movie we're watching, it's such a small part of the actual work done on this fucking movie.
So once the plot, now that I'm like out of it because of the plot, now I'm looking at dialogue. This is one of the most exposition heavy movies I have ever seen. And they talk and they talk and they tell you things and they tell you things and they don't show you any of it. Whenever they're like, we're from Olympia. Olympia is a paradise. We love that planet. Okay, if you all have memories, implanted memories of what Olympia is, oh, by the way, spoilers, extra spoiler alert, they're not actually from Olympia, they're fucking robots. And they were designed to do exactly what they're doing.
It's pretty funny.
So Olympia doesn't even exist. But if you were trying to sell us on the idea that they're not robots, you should have given us at least one scene where, like, what's her name? Sprite, the one who can make illusions?
Why did they make
Show us Olympia!